Hey frag heads and fragrance lovers, welcome back. It's Benjamin here at the Scent to Dark Fragrance channel. Today we're going to be talking about Destrier. Destrier is a wonderful leather fragrance. It captures the smell of a medieval barn or kind of outside in the, back in the day with lots of hay, horses, and leather, and all those leather goods like leather gloves and chaps and things that people back in the day would use it for all kinds of different reasons, because it's a strong material, and this Destrier captures that smell very well. I think that if you love leather fragrances, I think that you will love this fragrance, but we'll talk about the value. Is this a good value for money later on in the video? Overall, this is very nice. It's kind of has a little bit of darkness, but it's not a black leather. It's not too dark, but it does lean a little bit to me more on the dark side. There might be a tiny bit of animalics to this fragrance, but it's very much in the background. I don't really smell anything outright animalic out of this fragrance. I do detect the hay-like qualities, and I really like hay in qualities. Just in a fragrance, I think it's very well done. I love that kind of smell, and I think it really adds to leathery fragrances in a very nice way. Overall, it's just a charming fragrance. It's very well done, and I think that this certainly does deserve a little bit of respect and attention in the leather fragrance connoisseur kind of world. For the average person out there, there are other leather fragrances. We'll talk about that later on. But nonetheless, this is a nice creation. It's well done. And leather fragrance lovers, you might just want to check this one out. It's very nice. Longevity-wise, I get anywhere from 5 to 7 hours. Projection is more on the average side, and sillage is more on the average side. It is a distinctive smell, so people can pick up on it a little bit better than you would think. But this is kind of maybe a tiny bit better than average smell. I mean, average longevity. With the fragrance, how long it lasts, but it doesn't last. It's kind of close to being average in performance, which again we'll talk about value later on. Compliment factor wise, I really do like the smell. It boosts my mood. It boosts how I feel, so I have a better body language, and people really pick up on that. And that's one of the biggest ways you'll get compliments. If you're wearing a fragrance that you connect to, and that if you smell pretty darn good, you're putting those things together, you're looking sharp, you're looking nice, that's when you get more compliments. And even though the smell is a little bit more of a odd leather smell, or it's an unusual fragrance kind of for the average person, I did get better attention with this fragrance than I might have imagined. It wasn't a big compliment getter. I'm not trying to pull your leg here. It's not the biggest compliment getter in the world, but it got me a little bit more attention than I thought I might get. But that was because this fragrance boosts my mood, and I really do enjoy it. So it can get you compliments, just like anything. If you dress the part, and you're feeling good, and you put yourself out there in a positive way. Anyways, this fragrance, let's talk about my final thoughts with the price. And I love this fragrance. I think it's a wonderful leather fragrance. Y'all know I'm a sucker for leather fragrances. The thing that hurts my heart is that this is a 50 ml fragrance for $300 odd. That's very expensive. And again, it's only a 50 ml. So if you were to get a normal designer size bottle, 100 mils, this would be a $600. It's very expensive. For me, the price is not justified for this fragrance. It doesn't smell overtly classy or expensive. If you go and look at the ingredients on their website, and you look at these types of ingredients, there's nothing particularly here to me that justifies. I could be wrong, but I don't see where the cost is coming from for this fragrance. Leather nuances, leather smells, like notes like cedar and those kinds of woods, and the few ingredients that are going into this fragrance aren't particularly expensive. So I don't think that this deserves the very high price tag that's going on in this fragrance. And also, sometimes their fragrances sell for $150. You can wait for a limited time sale and get this 50 ml for $150, which makes you think, are these fragrances worth $150? Can they still make profit selling these fragrances for $150 odd? I'm not sure. Maybe that's the cost of their fragrance. Maybe there's $150 going into this fragrance for the cost of the juice, and they're just liquidating them. I really don't know. But overall, it is a nice smell, but I do find other leathers to be more powerful to have better projection and performance, and also smell really nice. If you are a little bit more of a jazzy guy, if you really do like your heavy tobaccos, there's a fragrance called Soul by none other than, I'm trying to remember it here. It's skipping my mind. Costume National. Costume National, that fragrance called Soul, is certainly recommended. It's a real charmer. It's a different fragrance in a lot of ways, but I think that you really would like it. There's a number of leather fragrances out there. Leather Oud by Floris, to me, is a real charmer, and I think is a wonderful creation. You get 100 mils for a little over $200. That's not a cheap fragrance whatsoever, but I get better performance. It's a little bit classier. It's a little bit more linear. It's a little bit more wearable, and I just love that fragrance. So overall, even though I'm a big leather lover and I love the smell, the value for money I don't think is here, but it is a good fragrance overall. I don't know if I could recommend this. If you are a leather lover, if you're a leather connoisseur, I do think it's recommend seeking out and getting a sniff, getting yourself a sample, and checking it out. But overall, I think that the average person, if they want a hay-like smell, or if they want anything that leans slightly leatherish, and they want something mass appealing, they probably want to go to something like the Chronic by Byron Parfums. I think that is something that they might enjoy a lot better for the average person out there. Or even something like Instant Crush by Mansara that has slightly leathery nuances to the fragrance. I think that the average person might be very much happier with a fragrance like that. But overall, decent fragrance. You might want to check this one out. This is kind of my review and my thoughts. I hope I wasn't negative. At first, when I first got into fragrances, this actually was a fragrance I actually really liked, and a fragrance that I really sought out. Even though this is a more natural fragrance, it uses more natural ingredients, which I think is very nice, and some people really do like natural perfumery. For myself, and I think a lot of people out there, for a fragrance being purely natural, that's not a significant thing, and that's not something that's particularly important. So this is just my review. Take it with a grain of salt if you'd like. Anyways, check out Destrier from House of Matriarch, and I'll see you next time, my friends. Wear what you love, rock what you got. If you did like my review today, please, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, tell a friend. And when you do hit the notification bell, please hit all notifications so you don't miss out on any of my content. So I'll see you next time, my friends. Again, wear what you love, rock what you got. And this is a fun little fragrance. It's an interesting little fragrance, but it's not cheap. But anyways, I'll see you next time, my friends. Have a good one, and bye.